Washington is proposing a trade with Moscow for the release of 2 American citizens. This deal would reportedly involve Russian arms dealer Viktor Bout, basketball player Brittney Griner, and convicted spy Paul Whelan. Earlier, the White House said that the U.S. is preparing to take the, quote, extraordinary steps to bring the Americans home.
We made a substantial offer to secure the release of Paul Whelan and Brittney Griner. The president and his team are willing to take extraordinary steps to bring our people home.
Viktor Bout is a convicted arms dealer and entrepreneur who was arrested by the FBI. In a 2012 U.S. court sentenced him to 25 years in prison for arming a terrorist group and conspiring to kill American citizens. Brittney Griner, meanwhile, is currently on trial in Moscow for possession of marijuana and bringing drugs into Russia, while Paul Whelan, a former U.S. Marine convicted of espionage, is currently serving a 16-year sentence in a Russian prison. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said earlier that he would soon be discussing the release of these 2 people with his Russian counterpart.
I plan to raise an issue that's a top priority for us: the release of Americans Paul Whelan and Brittney Griner, who've been wrongfully detained and must be allowed to come home. We put a substantial proposal on the table weeks ago to facilitate their release. Our governments have communicated repeatedly and directly on that proposal. And I'll use the conversation to follow up personally and, I hope, move us toward a resolution.
As of yet, there has been no confirmation from the Russian side of any such discussion or deal. But if a prisoner swap happens, it wouldn't be the first time this year. Back in April, Russian pilot Konstantin Yaroshenko was traded for U.S. national Trevor Reed. Earlier, I spoke to civil rights attorney Robert Patillo, who says that the reason the U.S. is looking to strike a deal is because of the public outcry for Brittney Griner to be released.
What we've seen is that there's been a social media outcry pushing for the release of Ms. Griner. Her celebrity status, of course, is part of it. Being a member of the African-American community and a member of the LGBTQ community here in America has led to many people placing a lot of emphasis on her release. I think the Russian side actually gains more from this deal. Brittney Griner is accused of not drug trafficking, but according to her testimony today in court, accidentally forgetting a cartridge that belongs to a vape in her bag that is illegal in Russia, respects the sovereignty of fair nations. But I think there's a big difference between that and being an arms dealer, as Mr. Bout was convicted of. So I think Russia comes out on the better end of this trade. But given the nature and the publicity around this exchange, the U.S. is willing to make this swap.